Hey guys, KiwiSylveon, and welcome back to Seduce 2, the Demon War, James' route. In the last episode, well, we had a huge nightmare, yelled at James, and then we apologized by making love. And now we're talking about Carrie, Sam's wife, about our nightmare, and she's just telling us that it could be connected to the abyssal plane. What? What do you mean?
I don't know what's happening exactly, but for the past 2 years, the demon world has been emitting some really bad energy. Even the angels are taking note of what's happening. They're even neglecting their duties to go to the demon world themselves.
That threw me off. According to Carrie, angels were extremely devoted to watching over the human world. They would never skimp duties to even think about the demon world. Carrie shook her head.
The only place I can imagine jail cells like that being used for prisoners is in the abyssal planes. But you and James are here in the human world, so it makes no sense.
Carrie abruptly moved from the bed and reached into for her purse, digging through it and practically sticking her entire arm into it. I swore she was Mary Poppins the day I saw her do that for the first time. Apparently, it was a demon-branded bag called the Endless Satchel, only found in the demon black market of the human world. It wasn't just a bag on the inside; it was a void. You could stuff anything in there and be able to pull it back out with ease, as long as you pictured it in your mind. Carrie pulled out something wrapped in a dark green silk. As she unfolded the cloth, she revealed a deck of cards. On the back of each card was a black pentagram with small, almost unreadable markings around it. On the faces, however, were different hand-painted images that helped me recognize it as a tarot deck. They were worn, but they still emitted a power that made a shiver run down my spine.
It's been a while since I've used this, but it might be able to shed some light on the situation.
Please do. Please. I watched as Carrie held the deck against her chest and closed her eyes, muttering to herself. She then lifted the deck to her lips and kissed over the top card before shuffling it. The cards practically danced and glided between her fingers as if they were alive when she shuffled them in her hand. Eventually she stopped and the deck settled together in her grip. She gently drew 3 cards from the top of the deck, setting them face down in front of her, and placed the remainder of the deck on the nightstand. She flipped one over, revealing a wheel with multiple symbols on it. As I stared at the card, the wheel seemed to spin on the face of the card, making me slightly dizzy. Carrie mumbled to herself as she examined the card.
The Wheel of Fortune. Could this be about the demon world changing? No, it can't just be that. Someone changed something in the past and disturbed the fate of the abyssal planes.
Oops. Could that be me? I'm sorry. I looked at the card, taking note of what Carrie said aloud. There were many things that I knew that I had personally changed. I wasn't destined to get the Ezra Toy Company. I met the boys and learned about magic, and I was going through a big change in my life with my upcoming marriage. Carrie moved her hand and flipped over another card, revealing a figure with a sword in one hand and scale in the other. Staring at the card, I swore I heard angry whispers in the air around me.
Justice? What could this be about? Could the change in the past be something so big that it demands justice's attention?
My mind began to replay every choice I made in my life and fast forward. My decision to let the boys stay, to defend the boys against Malix, to stand up to Diana. Everything rolled past my thoughts. Was one of those decisions one I shouldn't have made? I didn't get to think on it long as Carrie flipped over the third card. As it was revealed, both Carrie and I gasped.
The King of Swords? But that card is not supposed to look like that.
Like what? A king figure sat on a throne with a large sword in his hand, as if he was ready to attack the viewer. However, the card looked like a black and gold incubus gold demon I recognized. James? The picture, despite being simple, was powerful enough to make a shudder run through my body at the sight. As we stared, however, the nightstand that held the remaining cards began to quake, forcing me and Carrie to look over in surprise.
What the?
The tarot cards, on their own, burst upward and began flying through the air frantically. Sounds of battle and war emanated from them and raged through the room, and Carrie quickly moved to shield my body with hers as she covered her ears. I covered mine as well, but that didn't stop the sound of blood and clashing swords from digging into my senses. I could almost feel the heat and danger of the image of war at the sounds were taking against my skin. As the sound stopped, I looked up to see the cards float down onto us, now lifeless and all of them torn in half right down the middle. As they landed, however, I stared in shock at what I saw in each half-card's face. Carrie looked up and gasped as well.
Impossible.
Oh my god, this still hurts me. It hurts me. It hurts my heart. Ooh, my heart. On half of the cards, I saw a girl that had my hairstyle with strange tears running down her face, reaching out toward the torn edge. On the other, I saw a weeping boy with James's demon horns and a crown on his head. He was reaching back toward the terror that divided him from the other half of the card where the girl was. My heart practically stopped. Was this really happening? I couldn't believe my own eyes as I stared at the cards in front of me. My nightmare began to flash before my eyes, causing me to grip onto myself and shiver violently from the fear bubbling in my core. Carrie quickly grabbed a hold of me and hugged me to her.
Hey, shh. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes the cards are wrong. This can't be right.
How could I believe her? I was staring at multiple torn cards, showing me the exact same message. I gripped to Carrie, feeling extreme fear and sadness run through my body.
Hey, look at me.
I looked up at Carrie. She gave me a small smile as she squeezed me gently in her hug.
Magic is fickle, okay? The cards aren't always correct. Fate can always be changed. Remember that.
I know she was trying to make me feel better. I knew there was something going on. However, as the thought of my marriage came up, I knew that I'd have to calm down eventually. They were hard, and my marriage was still happening, regardless of what they said. I closed my eyes and slowly started to ignore the signs, the cards, and the nightmare in my head. This wouldn't help me, and I had to prepare for my wedding. Carrie muttered an incantation under her breath, and when I opened my eyes, the cards had all disappeared. I hugged Carrie tighter, silently thanking her for removing them. I would hug her too. I had to be strong. I had to. As the day went on, I enlisted Carrie to help with the wedding arrangements. Surprisingly, we got a majority of the work needed done, so that gave us time to relax and watch a movie together before James returned from work. Wanting to leave us alone, Carrie left as soon as he came. That's what she said. Sorry.
Hey, did everything go all right? I'm assuming Carrie helped.
Yes. Yes, she did. For some reason, I felt the need to hug him. I just needed to. Without warning, I walked over and wrapped my arms around James, laying my head against his chest.
Huh? Love?
Mm-hmm. Aw, he is so cute. As James wrapped his arms around me and kissed the top of my head, I smiled. He would be with me, and I would be okay.
I love you.
I love you too. My heart felt at ease. Everything would be fine. Everything would be okay. James looked down at me, pulling away slightly to see my face with a smile.
So, what would you like for dinner? We can go out to eat, or we can stay at home and I can make something.
Both are very tempting, James. I held James's hand in mine, knowing that I wanted to stay home with him. We had more than enough For the wedding, yes, but our time together was better spent alone together rather than at a restaurant. How about we order food instead? You just got back from work. Might as well relax. James chuckled softly before kissing my cheek, making me giggle softly.
As my wonderful bride wishes.
Aww. We ordered takeout and sat together in our room, once again making the bed a picnic area. We played a movie in the background, but our focus was on each other. He made himself comfy without a shirt. Why you do this, James? And I made myself comfy with my head against his shoulder.
So, is everything all right? I made sure the reception hall was taken care of on my way back, so that should be in order.
Oh, wow. Good, thank you. Yeah, everything's in order. We'll have a perfect wedding.
Was there anything you wanted to add to the wedding? It's not too late to include anything you like if you really want it.
Can we have pigs? Can we have horses dancing? Or monkeys? Or Simon Tabby not being there? Please? No, I don't think so. I think everything we have is good. James nodded before continuing to eat. I, however, stopped and stared at James. I was really going to get married to him. It was strange to imagine that I was really about to swear my life to someone else for all time. It was like a dream come true. Why would I ever let something stupid like a nightmare shake me from it? Screw the nightmare. I was going to live a dream. I gently moved my food from the to the nightstand and placed a hand under James's plate, making him stop and look up at me. I softly pulled it away from him, placing his food next to mine before crawling over James and sitting on his lap. Promise me something?
Huh? Anything.
Promise to stay with me forever? It seemed like a simple and obvious promise, but I wanted to hear him profess it. James continued to look up at me, silently understanding my need to hear it, and wrapped his arms around my body.
I promise to stay with you forever.
Until the end of time?
Until the end of time.
You can't break your promise to me. Ever. I still can't get over that finger of his. It's like his thumb is gigantic. I mean, I know it's at an angle, but still. Usually it's supposed to be like, I don't know.
I would never dream of it.
Aw, thank you, James. James moved a hand up and tenderly caressed my cheek, making me nuzzle into his hand and close my eyes.
You're the one I want to spend my entire life with. I will give everything and more to you for as long as I possibly can as your husband.
Sorry, I'm actually... This is so sweet. Oh, James. Sorry that Sam's in my heart, but it would have been close. I felt tears slowly run down my cheeks, which were soon brushed away by James's thumb. I nuzzled further into James's hand and held his wrist, almost hugging his arm to my chest.
Is the nightmare you had last night bothering you?
I couldn't help but nod in reply, frowning and biting my lower lip. I didn't want it to bother me. It wasn't worth it. I knew that James would stay with me and would never hurt me. James gently wrapped his free arm around my back and pulled me against his chest, moving his head to nuzzle my other cheek comfortingly.
Do you want to tell me what happened, or will you be okay?
I moved to wrap my arms around James. I wasn't sure if I wanted to tell him at all. Be honest with your fiancés. No matter what, you have to tell him what's bothering you. I went through this with Sam. Just be honest with your love of your life. Jeez. I gently pulled away from him to look into his eyes. I had to tell him. It was about him after all. I was in a dungeon. I was there with Diana.
Diana? Did she try to hurt you?
No, actually, she was trying to protect me.
From who?
You. James stared surprised at me, but remained silent as I continued. You came in and enthralled me, but it wasn't like you usually do it. It was forceful, and I didn't want it, but I was under your control. Diana tried to stop you, but you shot her. Then you came for me. For some reason, a weight was lifted from my shoulders. It was a terrible dream, but James deserved to know. As I finished recounting the nightmare, James gently moved his hands up and cupped my face in them.
Thank you for telling me, and I'm sorry that you experienced that kind of nightmare. But I swear to you that I will never hurt you.
I let myself begin lost in his amber eyes, believing every single word he said. I could feel the love and care in his voice, and his warm hands assured me that he would protect me from harm. I wrapped my arms once again around James and let my head rest on his shoulder as his arms encircled my form. I loved him. He loved me. We would protect and love each other forever. Soon enough, the wedding day had come. I had received many pre-wedding gifts from the guests that couldn't come, but I knew many people would still be at the wedding since James was the Edison Toy Company CEO. I even got fun tests from Naomi, Suzu, and Carrie as they tried to tease me with pictures of James in his wedding tux, but I deleted them all without pinking. I didn't want to see him yet. He didn't get to see my wedding dress, so I wanted to wait to see him in his tux. Alas, I had decided to dress alone at the mansion. The girls had offered to help, but I needed the time to myself. I had to reflect on the day ahead. I was about to be married. It was insane. I couldn't staring at myself in the mirror, dressed in the wedding dress of my dreams. Is this really happening? I knew the air wouldn't answer me, but I felt myself need to speak my thoughts aloud. I could hardly believe that I was about to walk out of the house and be someone's wife. James's wife. The thought of us together made me smile and close my eyes.
Talking to you.
A voice I didn't know sent shivers up and down my spine. I suddenly looked around, hearing the voice echo in the room.
Essere bene. Ile qui occhi sta pisare.
Okay. What was going on? Why was I hearing voices? This couldn't be happening. I held my head, trying to stop the sounds in case I was dreaming or imagining them.
Destinat. Non svedere. Viene la vita fatta.
Stop! I screamed at the voices, not knowing what they were saying, but wanting them to go away. What I didn't realize was that my screams let out some sort of spell that seemed to freeze the air around me. Everything was still and silent. I could feel, however, that the room around me was rolling in time.
I knew it. I knew.
And then the whole kidnapping happens. That happened. Now, Allie would just cry. She would bawl. She loves James. She's not violent. She would completely cry. This wasn't happening. This couldn't have been happening. No way. I felt tears build up in my eyes as I lowered them to look at the floor in front of me. As my gaze fell, my lungs began to seize hard, forcing me to hiccup in sadness. I couldn't help it. I began to cry profusely. Why was this happening? Why was I here? If this was another nightmare, I wanted to wake up immediately. This wasn't right. I covered my face and cried into my hands, curling over myself as I let sadness run through my entire body. Please let me wake up. Please. As I felt warmth suddenly spread through my body, I slowly stopped and felt fresh air rush into my lungs. What was happening? I recognized this warmth. I looked up to see Diana kneeling down with a very concerned look on her face, her visible eye glowing a warm gold color as she stared at me. Was she enthralling me? I didn't feel aroused like I usually felt whenever I was enthralled, but I felt calm and almost mellow.
Calm down.
Diana's voice seemed almost soothing, like a lullaby. However, I wasn't sleepy. I just felt quiet. The worry I had in my mind was gone, the sadness gone. Diana must have done something to make sure I wouldn't cry. I didn't know whether to be thank her or be afraid.
Now, can you tell me what happened? Take your time.
And then there's all this. Oh, it is kind of skippy. What about Diana? The floating person giggled softly as the woman with rabbit ears cleared her throat.
She'll be fine. She's
like
being
the
taken
faces.
care of right now.
I was like, oh god, why do I have a sense of dread? And Sergeant's like, oh. Meanwhile, Faye is like, hee. Yes, I know their names. We all know their names.
Why not just say she's getting fucked?
And the brute strikes again with the lack of tasteful filtering between his brain and his mouth. You still have yet to prove me wrong about my expectations of you.
That is still so funny. Are you okay? Diana stared at me, slightly shocked. Did she not expect me to ask?
Huh. Well, yes, I'm fine now that I've had proper rest.
That's good. Yeah. And then there's all this. Allie would explore because she's naive, kind of. So let's see. Which way? I'm right. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Right. I went with right. Why do I feel like I'm going to regret this? I closed the door behind me as I exited my room and began to make my way down the right corridor. Everything was definitely medieval style as I felt a bit small in the hall. It was like I was in a fairy tale, walking around in a wedding dress. It felt almost dreamlike. The passage seemed long, decorated with wall candles, paintings, and random curtains and flowers. It was mystical to see, and I smiled. As I approached another fork in the hall, however, I sighed. Really? How does anyone find their way around? I looked back, knowing that I hadn't walked far from my room. I could turn back. Yet left. I was heading right, so I decided to try the opposite direction this time around. I turned left and headed down the hall, greeted by more fantastical decor. The hallways began to almost drive me nuts. I felt myself going upstairs, then downstairs, then wound up in a four-way corridor. Where have I landed myself? I became frustrated. Maybe giving in my curiosity was a bad idea. However, the sound of an argument traveled through the air and caught my attention.
And you brought me this. Why?
Sir, the Rebel Queen demanded it be brought here along with the other materials.
A flower is not important to the ritual. Throw it away or something.
But, sir...
I don't want to hear it! Get out!
From a nearby door, a man dressed in a dark cloak holding a white lily-like flower practically ran out. He left the door ajar, but let out a sigh before turning to walk away, not noticing me. What the? I walked over and peeked in, seeing that the room was a library. Of course, I choose the library. Perfect for Allie because she's a nerd. It was huge, and in the middle of the table covered by books was the lanky man who had cast the shadow spell before.
I know you were there, human.
Eep. Fuck my life. How did he know? What? Was he supposed to tell me or something? The man turned to look at me from over his shoulder.
Please don't just stand there. If you wish to come in, then come in. I'm not fond of people peeking into doorways.
Yeah. Immediately I stepped into the room, not wanting to be rude. The man turned toward me and crossed his arms, taking in my full form.
Well, what may I help you with?
Huh? Oh, I was just wandering around. I didn't mean to intrude on anything.
You needn't. You'll be returned to the human world soon enough.
I bit my lip. He was right. I really didn't need to wander around as if I was never going to return. Still, my curiosity was pulling me to explore the castle, and there I was, in the library. Well, I simply wanted to see more of the place I happened to land in.
I see. And have you found anything of interest in your little exploration?
I found this library, didn't I?
That you have.
The man turned back to the table as I took a moment to look around. There were so many books, it was almost dizzying to peer at them all. How much information was stored here? The man glanced at me as he continued to work on whatever he was focusing on.
I'm curious about something, human. Since you're here, you can answer this.
I turned back to the man as he straightened up and faced me once again.
Are you well versed in war?
Excuse me? That came out of nowhere. Why would he expect a woman in a wedding dress to know about war? No, I can't say that I am. Humans tend to try to stay out of war.
Truly? I'm surprised. I've heard that your world is ruled by multiple leaders and beliefs. How are you not constantly at war?
From the tone of his voice, it almost sounded like he was mocking me. Did he think little of humans? I glared. We try and maintain peace because we all know we're different. We don't always agree on things, but we all mostly agree that war is bad, so we avoid it. The man took one more look up and down my form, most likely searching for some physical sign that I was lying or exaggerating. Sorry about that, I was thirsty. When he seemed to notice that I wasn't, he rubbed his chin gently and leaned back against the table behind him.
Humans are such interesting creatures. You have your own societies and countries, ruled by presidents and governments. You are ununited, and yet you thrive. I wonder if the demon world can benefit from such a seemingly ignorant agreement.
Was he being serious right now? Why was he being stuck up? I crossed my arms, blaring harder at him. Why does it matter to you what the human world does? You're a demon. Things we do there don't affect anything here.
Ah, but that is where you are mistaken.
What? The man walked around the table and gestured to the books and maps that had covered its surface.
When fighting a war, you need to look at all of the details to try and find the most efficient ways to bring your enemy down. When resolving it, you must be able to not only bring peace, but you must also know how to manage the land you have conquered in the aftermath.
I looked in the maps, see multiple routes and ideas plastered over the parchment. Was he seriously doing this much research for this war? However, the man simply crossed his arms.
Unfortunately, I suppose that research on the human world would be for naught. We are two different worlds, after all. Yours is built on steel and electricity, while our world is flooded with magic and stone.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Why was he even talking to me at this rate? The man smirked at the agitated look on my face and chuckled. What's so funny?
I guess it's also true that humans are easily angered. Your expression gives you away so easily.
I growled before turning on my heel and leaving the library. Rude ass. I was better off in my room. Yay! And then refused. Of course refused that shit. Wee! 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 Yay! Hi, Zambe. Hi, Sam. Hi, Sam. Sam, I love you. I love you, Sam. I love you. I'm sad that you're done with you. I love you, Sam. Yay. And then
Whoa!
Carrie.
gotcha!
Twyla.
Are you okay?
There's my favorite, Norrin. She's so cute.
I gotcha!
Erik!
Love, I've got you.
And then there's her. James. Yay.
Love!
James! To my surprise, Diana quickly moved out of the way, allowing him to approach and wrap his arms around me. The feeling of his body against mine sent a shiver up my spine. He was really here. I instantly wrapped my arms around his body, burying my face on his shoulder and taking his scent. His head gently nuzzled into my shoulders, James curled over to bring my body close to him.
Thank God you're safe.
You came for me. I could barely believe it, but I did. The scent of his cologne and the texture of his clothing let me know that I wasn't dreaming. He came to find me. Now the question was, how were we both going to leave? James gently loosened his embrace and looked at Diana, who was standing by our side and watching. I couldn't see his expression, but Diana stared wide-eyed, almost in fear of James. Why? As James began to speak, I felt some sort of violent power change in the room. While Diana had held dominance before the incubi had arrived, it was practically ripped from her as James claimed me once again in his arms.
Care to explain why my bride is here, Diana?
Your father.
That still gets me. It's like, your father. I looked up at James to see him staring Diana down, as if he didn't believe her explanation. Tighten the hug. I tightened my hug around his chest, earning a soft squeeze from him in return, but he continued to glare at Diana.
And why have you not sent her back?
Again, your father.
I watched as James's eyes closed further, almost hiding his whiskey-brown irises with an unimpressed and unconvinced glare.
As much as I despise my father, why do I have a hard time believing that?
From beside Diana, the spear guard stepped up and crossed the spear across Diana's body in the act of protection. He seemed unfazed by James's glare and almost felt like he was challenging him for the power play flashing in the air. It was like James and Diana were opposing alphas, and the guard was a protective mate.
Believe what you will. My lady was about to send her back before you came.
Diana's still frozen, like... James looked to the guard and visibly sized him up. The guard glared, tightening his grip on the spear, but remained beside his mistress. As James looked back to Diana, his hold on me tightened.
Go on.
And he will go on in the next episode. Oh, this is getting so interesting. Well. Anyway, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see. I have a few plans, like after I'm done completely with the Seduce Me, which I have become addicted to this. I played through it so many times for both this, the epilogues, the first one. I just play through them all multiple times and I still get the rush of feeling, even though I guess I call him my boyfriend. I mean, we're trying things. I mean, like, he's there. I don't know how to describe it. It's like we're going to see if it works out. Like, if it doesn't, we're just going to say friend because he's a great guy. So, if not, I'll just submerge myself in this stuff for the rest of my life. Anyway, remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!